took a shuttle in. They had a free shuttle in Hiawassee, Georgia. It's a cute little town. Hiker friendly, clearly, because the downtown sponsors it. But they have this town center. They have a cookout during the bubble for all the hikers. And I should have come over here earlier. They dropped us off at a grocery store in Ingalls, and I got some food. But this thing has chargers, I assume for like Christmas and stuff, everywhere. But because they're hiker friendly, you can just come out here, hang out. It's a beautiful day in the shade, and charge your stuff up. They've got water spigots around to fill your stuff up. They have a public library where I could have gone to get Wi-Fi, I think. Just a really cool little town. They have a hiking place I haven't been to that like mails stuff for free. So I'm gonna skip forward to get Dix Creek Gap today, and then probably come back out here tomorrow and go by the outfitter and stuff. It'll just be more time in town. I only had about 3 or 4 hours today, and I don't want to miss the shuttle, so I'll be back over there in a while. But it's just a neat little town. Like I said, very friendly. So I'll check in later on. But today's just kind of a lazy day. I ate a lot of sandwiches, bagel sandwiches, and I got fried pies. That's what Ingalls has. Sorry, it's noisy. It's right by Main Road. So I'll check in later. Well, I spent yesterday in town. Spent most of the day in town. I got back out to the trail at 5. So try to put on a couple of miles. See if I can't get to a place with some reception at the top of the mountain here, so I can send off some messages. It's been a good couple of days. Got to meet some cool folks. Got to sit down. Got to get to know them a little bit better. So I'll just combine yesterday and today's video. My head itches. Into one, because I didn't get to record last night. I set up talking to an old boy I'd met earlier. It was a good conversation, and then he had some guys that he knew, that I talked to. Some of them were older, in the early 70s, and we were talking about broad political affiliations, not anybody's beliefs, and I talked about how I feel like people don't listen. And the two old guys chippered up, and they said, exactly. And they finished my sentence for me. They said, nobody seeks to understand anymore. They just want to have their opinion heard and validated. I thought, these guys get it, right? More and more am I finding that folks out here get that. I'm pretty sure that we're not unique, but I think the trail does draw a certain type of person. So it's been interesting to talk to folks and see a variety of experiences. Today, on the ride back, we had guys from upstate New York, Wisconsin, West Virginia, I think Massachusetts, and some other place. So it's really cool to hear all these other perspectives and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying that. Those squirrels right there, they make a lot of noise. It's Nutter and his friend. So it was cool to talk around, hear stories from them. So I guess it'll be a short video, all things together. But Hiawassee, if you're ever in the area, quaint little town, kind folks. Said they were handing out 20s on the trail a couple days back. One church was, so people could resupply in town. And I thought that was cool. Instead of handing out a plate to receive donations, and some of these guys out here need it. Like they got $2 in their account, literally. So they were really appreciative. I didn't get there, but I wouldn't have taken from them either. I don't need it. Or maybe I would have given it to another guy that, like 3 of them are waiting on packages that are being slow to be delivered. So they're going to have to hang out another day. I told them they can go ahead and catch me because I'm going to be moving slow. But anyways, it's been a fun time so far. I got some insoles. I got some callus cushions. Man, I ate so much salt and my eyes are getting sweat in them and it stings. Can't hardly see. So I'm gonna have to almost take a break here. Man, that hurts. The next resupply is 40 miles, they said. That's as long as, a little shorter than I've walked the entire 2 weeks. So this is kind of the put up or shut up moment because there ain't no getting out of this for some time. And I'm going to have to stay moving. But I should be okay. I've got at least a week's worth of food. Water seems relatively plentiful. So as long as my body holds up, I should be fine. And I've got the guys coming in behind me, so if I need help or something, I'll know some friendly faces along the trail. And if I need to send something back or something, if I get in trouble, I'm pretty sure they at least make that happen. So whenever I get to the top of the mountain, if I have a reception, sweet, I might record a little bit more today. Otherwise, it just might be short for these 2 days. And we'll check back in at some point in time. Here's the campsite. It wasn't marked on the map, but it sure is a nice one. I think it's cool that this just exists out here, right? Like if you wanted to go camping and you lived around here, you could just come hike a mile and a half uphill and then come into an area like this. It's beautiful. Just about like any other campground I could find in a state park, really. I am trying to be more clever, though this seems to be a better area to set up, and it probably is for tents and whatnot. There's a noticeable change in how fast the wind is gusting through the poplars. So I'm trying to be wiser about where I set up. And if you notice that one back here, it gets a little bit more overgrown. And there are some hemlocks and pine trees down low over in there. This side, not so much. So if the wind shifts from the north, which I think it will, I still might be hosed. So I'm not quite sure if I'm too much of a incline over there for me to be super comfortable setting up, but that's doable if I had to. Anyway, so hopefully that'll be less wind. I didn't go all the way back here. This would shield you from the north. I don't know. So those are the kinds of considerations I'm starting to look at. I'm on top of a mountain though, so it's supposed to get cold tomorrow, they said. Cold. Like into the 30s again. And being up here, that means I might be pushing it toward the low 30s. I don't know how I feel about that. I won't want to get out of the shelter in the morning. But I don't know. I don't have anywhere to be. I just have to make 40 miles before I get anything again. So I cleared 21 miles in 3 days. So it should be doable in a week if I don't screw up too bad. Beautiful view out there, some mountains. Really cool. Really cool. This trail goes somewhere. Come explore with me real fast, everybody. These shrubs are too small to make any difference. Whoa! Really. I also ate a lot of McDonald's today, which is one reason I didn't want to camp with everybody. Because if I wake up with a bubbly tummy, it will not be pleasant. Ooh. See, this is a hard maybe right here. There's clearly a tent site there. People like to camp where they have a bit of a view. An earlier spring. Oh, see, this might actually be the place, because I got even more of those trees in there blocking. It's pretty thick. Again, if the wind comes in from this direction, though, I'm not sure it's covered enough. The further back you go, though, the more you got to deal with things you don't want. See, I think this is a pawpaw tree. The leaves are the right shape. They're huge. If you need toilet paper, they work really well. Don't ask me how I know. Man, it just keeps on going back here. You could have an entire freaking army up here. The other deal is, further up you go, the further up you go. Yeah, this was another campsite right here. Clearly. Oof. Right? See? Standing here, there's not much wind ripping through. And oddly enough, whenever you get up to these areas, at least when the sun's shining, they're some of the warmest. So the other deal is I have to be careful about stuff falling. It's supposed to get windy, because it is scary to see these big old trees down. And this one, look, it's got so many of those dead branches. Even though they're small, I wouldn't really want to be underneath that one if it decided to drop something. There's one right there, right in the center of the screen that's dead. So those are considerations that I have to look out for too. It's whether or not a tree is going to drop something on me in the middle of the night. Because I am out here now probably a mile and a half. Nobody's going to hear me screaming. I might go down there where it's a little clearer and just test that out. As long as the wind doesn't like rip my tarp off, I should be okay, because I can just cocoon myself in. Let's see. Almost certain that's a pawpaw. I'm gonna have to Google lens that later. I got reception up here, so I should be good. I have to be a little bit careful on my charge, even though I have quite a good one, because again, I'm gonna have to sit up and charge my battery bank one day if I run out of juice leaving my phone on. Decisions. It could go right in there. That tree to that tree. This is literally my evening whenever I'm off at campgrounds. I don't like to knock trees over, but I'd have to knock those over if I wanted to. I don't want to hack one of those limbs off and see if it's fat wood or not. That really resinous wood, even though I'm not starting any freaking fires. No, it is not. So even though I'm not starting fires, I still want to know how to identify stuff like that, because I think it's really cool. If you get stuck and have to have a fire. There was a dude that had a camp stove. He said it broke. That you put wood into and it would generate electricity. He said it wasn't super efficient. It's like a thermocouple of some sort. It wasn't a Peltier, which is how you get like those USB heaters or whatever. It wasn't like that, he said, but I thought it was interesting to concept at least, but he said it lasted 3 days and broke. So I figured, well, that wouldn't be worth it. He also said it weighed like 3 pounds. So again, not something that I need because I'm already still overweight. One of the old timers. We were talking about bag weights, and he has a bag very similar to mine. I said, how much does yours weigh? He said, I think it clocked in at 32. I said, bull. He had it chocked full of something, tint, whatever. I picked it up. I was like, oh my goodness, that's ridiculous. That was, kind of wish I was there. Definitely is less windy up there. Less windy here than down there, but we'll pick the middle. If you look around, pretty good as far as branches go. Not so good if that tree decides to come down, but oh well. We'll try it out and see. And I'm not gonna disrupt anyone if I have to get out of the middle of the night and dropping my hat. Oh, I've been dropping my hat, been dropping my phone. Because I'm up here and have outrun those other guys. I'm sure they'll catch up to me in 3 or 4 days, 2 or 3 days, because they're hoofing it in between. So I got some food from the grocery store to eat tonight that's going to be pleasant. About a pound of it, so I can take some of that off. I'll have a hard time because I want to eat it and I want to save it for later. And, you know, all those choices. Got me some more. All this was the stuff I got at the store that I just shoved on top. I also found, well, so I bought those, but there were some more tortillas in a hiker box that I got. And that was pleasant. I got this at Dollar Tree. God, I love that store right now. They're wonderful. So I got 2 of those. Whoop! Those will be delicious. Got some milk duds. I didn't get as much candy as I thought because I was looking for like what has sugar, what weighs the least. That's 3 ounces for 410 calories. Probably not as effective. The one thing I was disappointed in, Dollar Tree, for all their aisle of candy, had 0 jelly beans. 0. None. Zilch. Nothing. So I'm slightly disappointed in that. They did have some dark chocolate, so combos. I figure something like that'll. Oh, here we go. Somebody was kind enough to leave some of these in the hiker box. So I did get PB, or I have some peanut butter in there. And I can eat those roll-ups. That's like 200 calories per little roll-up. I know I don't need it in a typical environment, but every calorie seems like it just helps you go a little bit further out here. But beautiful place. See, be jealous. I like camping. I don't like hiking in between the camping, but I do like the camping and just finding wonderful new places to set up. Really cool. All right, I might check in later. I might not. I don't know. I got reception. Probably play on my phone some. Cool views. I meant to show that I tie my shoes because they were getting so wet outside. You can tie them to the ridge line and set them up in the top of the hammock. They smell bad. Well, they don't smell so bad. Whenever I was in town, I got some odor readers or Gold Bond or something in there. There was a place in Hiawassee. It was called Trailful. It was an outfitter store, and I promised I wouldn't spend too much money. But I talked to him, and I said, "What about my toe issue?" And so there are these toe socks. I never thought I'd wear something so stupid with a little engineer or something like that. But apparently you put these underneath. They're almost silky smooth. And you put these underneath your socks, and that way they slide up against your socks and you're not ramming your toe so hard into your shoe because it's like reduces the friction. So I'll give these a go. I did get some callus pads at the store as well. So I might put one of those underneath and see how that goes. But hopefully this will reduce some of the blistering. They were like $13 or something like that for a pair. They looked really small, but they fit my tootsies pretty well. And that way you don't have to look at my ugly feet. They're just socks. So I'll take those off too and hang them. But hopefully with that and some of the cushion, that'll help. So we'll do a review on them after they get stiff as a board from all the nastiness. But the folks at Trailful, much kinder, probably the kindest outfitters. They let us sit back there and charge our phones. They let us put our packs down. I still walked like 5 miles today in town. Yeah, because it's like a mile stretch. And I kept forgetting what I wanted to do. I did not get Taco Bell. I did get McDonald's. And McDonald's got expensive. Taco Bell got expensive. Things are expensive. And Ingles, I remembered whenever I got there, if I didn't say it in a previous video, it was the fried pies. I bought one of the guys that I had walked with earlier on. He was running low on cash, so I got him a fried pie with me. I ate a lot of fried pies. Oh, I didn't even get a donut. I just ate so many fried pies. And then Dunkin', I couldn't get across the road because it was so busy. So I just went and got him a cafe, whatever. It hit the spot. Some mocha, coca, something. I drank it, and I also drank a lot of High C. It was delicious. And I went to Dollar Tree. I didn't get a lot of candy. I got over-focused on calories per ounce. And so I got a lot of like Nutter Butters and Ritz crackers. And now I'm going to get hosed because I have to go 40 miles before my next resupply. I have to do about the same amount that I did in the past 2 weeks, only this time I have to do it in 1 week. And there ain't no getting off or whatever. It's a bit terrifying, but it's exciting too, right? Put up or shut up. So I have a lot of food. I keep going into resupply and I keep making my bag heavier. That's what I do. I'm a glutton for punishment right now because I'm a glutton for food. I'm just always terrified that something bad is going to happen. I'm going to have to lay out here on the trail. And I want to be able to eat while I'm laid up. But anyway, so I didn't get the candy I was supposed to. I'm just stuck with some fruit slices and Nutter Butters. They're going to get crushed. I'm just going to have to suck them out of the pack. So it's okay. We're going to be fine. I hope. It's cold. I'm going to curl up under my blanket. I was doing some video editing. The things that I didn't think about that were going to take hours on the trail, but it gives me something to do in the evening and waste my phone battery. So I'll get up tomorrow at some point in time. It's going to be cold. I'm not going to want to get up. I'm already certain, but I got to beat some of these guys that are in their 70s onto the trail. I feel really bad because these guys are hosses, right? They just, I don't know. It makes me feel weak. So I'll try to stay ahead. Some of the other guys, I think I already said, are having to stay in town. So I've got a jump start on them. I'd like to try to beat them to the resupply point and be leaving whenever they're showing up just to prove that I'm not that slow. But the 1.5 mile hike it was to get here where I had reception was tough after spending that time in town and gorging myself. Should have gotten Taco Bell. I should have gotten a pizza. I just didn't have time, right? I mean, there's only so much you can eat. And so I had a lot of ham sandwiches or ham sandwich bagels, something like that. It was cheaper. But then I did get McDonald's, so I got something. I got my burger finally. Yeah, that was good. Y'all have a good night. I'll check in tomorrow if I make it through tonight and I'm not a popsicle.